There's this thing called work centrality. Sometimes kasi work is not central to a person. And it's okay. It's okay. Kasi baka iba yung central sa buhay nila.
Gets. Kaya pala parang pagka may makikita ang colleague, not everyone's in the same level of
Yes,
drive.
totoo.
May mga on the dot na 5 punk.
Oo. Maybe it's family. Or maybe it's friends. Maybe it's a hobby or a side hustle. And it's okay. I realize that we need to respect other people's hustle.
Birthday ni Pats! Yun! Happy birthday, Pats! And we have a quick surprise. We have a quick surprise.
Uy!
Wala!
Grabe talaga.
Yes.
Grabe.
Yun. Buksan mo naman, Hobie. Buksan mo naman.
Salamat,
Quick
salamat.
na tayo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Pats.
Happy birthday, Pats.
Thank you.
Yun. Namatay. Hindi lang kita sa camera, but there was like...
Camera magic.
Yeah.
Alam mo na yung wish ko,
Alam mo
yung wish ko. Oh, uy, guys, salamat. Salamat, Obi, salamat. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, no? Salamat sa inyo. Super lucky to spend my almost birthday with the Todo family.
Ilan taon ka na?
Ba yan?
Hindi, ilan taon ka na? 24.
Kung ano yung year, yun yung...
Kasi 2000. Oh, gosh.
Thank you, guys.
Tagal mo ng buhay, no? 24.
Mas matagal ka.
Pero you know what? Speaking of mga matatagal ng bagay, sobrang hanga ako dito sa guest natin. Kasi,
Galing.
Okay, that's nice ba?
Ganda na segue, no?
Galing.
I've known her for so long. And then parang I've known yung business for tagal na. As in, na-survive. Ang dami. And I'm super excited to hear about the journey, etc.
Kanina nga tinanong kita di ba? Paano mo nakilala si Ope? Sabi mo, you can't remember.
I don't even remember, Ome. Parang
I have a faint idea of how I first met you. I think it was through Peter. You were
I'm sure.
trying a startup back then.
I bet, yeah.
Ayun. So parang we had a conversation. I forgot what the conversation was about. But it was a start of parang our friendship
Yeah.
hanggang ngayon. So,
It was what? 2014, 15?
2014.
Parang ganun, no?
Yeah. So 10 years.
10 years na rin.
Wow.
And kasing tagal nung business niya, we hear a lot of stories kung gaano, di ba, ang hirap na survival. But, basta mamaya na. To start off, let me introduce our guest for today, the CEO of Rocket Concepts. And tama ba? I want to get this correctly. Associate Director of Ateneo Court.
Yes.
Yes. Miss Ope Linchangco-Quijano. Yan. Hello.
Welcome.
to the show.
Okay, nandito pa yung cake. Okay lang ba yung cake?
Okay lang, pili ka.
sige.
Great addition.
No, of course, Ope, welcome to the show. Kwentuhan mo naman kami. What's your educational background and what led to, starting your own company? Kwentuhan mo naman.
I took up BS Psych in UST back in basta X number of years ago. X number of years ago. So the reason why I chose BS Psych because I wanted to be a doctor. So yeah, so it was pre-med dapat. But I had a change of plans. I realized that it's not meant for me. Kasi when you go to med, kailangan masipag ka, nag-aaral ka everyday, dugot pawis. Hindi ako yun. Back then, parang I cannot see myself doing that.
Yeah.
Na everyday na ganun level. But I do admire those who went through med and successful ngayon. And even those who, who tried. For me, kumbaga early on, I didn't see myself na pushing through with it.
Was it like first year pa lang of psych? Or like parang by fourth year? Nung
By fourth year. But towards the end na. So it was kind of difficult. Kasi kumbaga, since I was a kid, my mind was set na, okay, I'm going to be a doctor. Yeah, oo. So it was really set na. However, ayun nga medyo naging parang detour siya. And parang roadblock siya in a sense na shocks. I've dreamt of becoming a doctor and now what? Nag-HR ako after nun. I was just so blessed to be part of Storm Consulting pa yan back then.
Right.
Diba, nag-Storm benefits sila, tapos nag-evolve sila. I was given a role na HR that's not usually given to a fresh grad. So I was given like OD roles, job competency. a competency framework rather, job analysis. So parang I figured, okay, that's a good start for this one.
When you decide na, hindi ako na lang mag-doctor, was it like, mahirap ba to accept ng parents? Or was it their plan din ba? Did you come from a family of doctors? Mga ganun?
I did not come from a family of doctors. Parang my parents just, siguro, parang let's have her realize that it's not for her. Parang ganon.
Okay.
O parang it was not, I did not grow up in a household na pinipilit, dapat maging doktor ka, dapat ganon. So our household naman is supportive of the dreams that we had.
Nice.
Yeah, oo. So walang sapilitan. So it just so happened na parang I had to realize on my own, it's not meant for me.
Kailan mo na-realize na parang okay pala itong HR
Yeah.
industry? Yeah.
So before graduating, doon ko na-realize it's not meant for me. So syempre, being the person that I am na, okay, I cannot be a person without a plan, so I need to do something. So syempre, pag ang course mo is psych, so ang automatic niyan, HR. Pwede rin naman ako mag-clinical. Pwede rin naman akong ma-educ route. But those two aren't for me either. So I went sa HR. Nung nag-start na ako mag-work doon, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Siguro it's coming from the reason na this work is not the usual HR work that's given to fresh grads like me back then. Kasi nga, who would give a competency framework project to a fresh grad? Or a job analysis work to a fresh grad. So it was, I took it as a blessing that I should take care of. Kasi kumbaga, it's not usually given. Hanggang na po progress yung mga projects na yon with Storm, nag-grow siya sa akin. Nag-grow, okay, HR is good naman pala. It's not the usual mindset na, okay, dapat labor, L&D, or comp and ben. Kumbaga, it's really different from what I knew. Kaya na-enjoy ko siya.
Ang dami nating binitawan na abbreviations, or jargons, right?
Yes.
Can you explain? Like, parang may nabanggit ka na hindi kadalasan binibigay sa fresh grad yung competency framework sa project, di ba? Parang ganun. Ano ba yung competency framework? And bakit kadalasan hindi siya binibigay sa fresh grad?
Okay. Truthfully, there are sides of human resources or HR that's usually given if you have a bit more experience. Right? So it's true that you usually start with the administrative tasks such as, ayun nga, yung sa Compemben. Although, mahirap yun sobrang matrabaho yun. Ayun nga, like what I mentioned, you need to have certain competencies and experience for you to do that. So it just so happened back then, I had great mentors. So I had mentors na, okay, even though I was fresh grad, it didn't felt like hindrance for them to have someone, a newbie like me. So I had people who mentored me on how to do things, how to do project management. If I may drop names, so I had a great mentor, so it's Ange Abaya.
Oh.
Yeah, so she was really good at project management. I learned a lot from her. And then I have Karen Yao, really great in HROD. I learned a lot from her as well. And of course, Peter and Pau. I was really blessed to have them because I could have gotten a project like that 10 years after I started.
Ganun pa talaga usually.
Oo, usually matagal because you need to develop experience. Right. So, kumbaga, ako, kumbaga, na-etcha kagad ako sa water. So, kumbaga, napilitan akong matutunan kagad yun.
Bali, ang galing, no? Parang na-shortcut. Sobrang so parang ano tawag doon?
May head start.
May head start.
Head start.
Oo.
May cheat sheet nga sabihin ko. As in, parang may cheat sheet na ako at least.
Oo.
Ang galing, napabilis talaga. And then, how long before you realize naman, I guess, another realization na, I want to work on my own. I want to work for my own. Parang gano'n.
A year.
A year lang.
Not long.
Huwag niya akong mayahin. A year. I can attribute that to the fact that I really came from a family of entrepreneurs.
Alright.
Oo, entrepreneurs. So, my dad, businessman siya, my grandfather, even my titos and titas. So, they're really into businesses. So, I grew up watching them. I grew up having conversations about business in the house.
Nice.
Nung a year after, maybe a year and a few months after, I realized that me in a cubicle, working 8 to 9 hours, and then commuting to work and from work, tandaan niyo 2011 pa nun, hindi pa ganun katindi yung traffic ha. So, parang
hindi pa uso yung work from home.
hindi pa uso yung work from home. So, ayun talaga, papasok at papasok ka. So, I figured, maybe that's not the life for me. Kumbaga, that season, kumbaga, where I enjoyed all my learnings, all my friends, all the colleagues that I worked with. Maybe that season was parang over for me. Kumbaga, yung purpose ko for that season is done. So, after nun, I actually tried looking for jobs after. So, I had a few opportunities to work for a few companies, ganyan. And then parang it didn't feel right.
Hihiling ako si Pats kasi may pinagdadaanan niya.
Hindi, ang galing eh. Kasi back then, wala naman yung concept nung flexible work.
Yeah.
Wala yung concept ng work from home. How did you know na parang, this doesn't feel right? Eh, wala pa yung concept nun eh. Diba? So, was there another reason kung bakit ayaw mo or parang nung naisip mo na, okay, parang this doesn't feel right. May naisip ka na bang ibang gawin? Aside from that?
What I'm basing it from is peace.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so ang heavy niya.
At that age?
Nothing else, no? Nothing else.
Yeah, I was trying to value my peace.
Right.
So if I were to do corporate work back then, which I felt wasn't for me anymore, so kumbaga, I'm going to do the same thing, I'm going to resign. So parang I knew myself that well. Parang I know myself that well to know na para okay, I wouldn't last for a long time.
Right.
Oo. So, truthfully, I had a few job applications and I think may mga job offers na rin. Pero ayun nga, parang there's no peace in all of it. So, there was just one application that I had. It was a very big company and hindi ako natanggap. So, I felt really bad kasi para after applying and then para di ko na nga gusto. So, parang I was just, Lord, kayo na bahala. I cannot anymore because this is not for me. I don't know what to do. So, for the first time, for a very long time, parang that's when I felt peace. Parang, okay, I guess it's me letting go and letting God know, okay, just sit back and let me do the work. That's when I decided na, okay, mag-resign na ako. So, I rendered my resignation. And then, I decided to do a digital... Actually, hindi pa uso digital marketing ng 2011 eh. Ano lang yan eh, brochure, print ads, websites, ayun lang eh, basta graphics. Actually, ang tawag nga doon, marketing collaterals lang eh. Design, posters, oo. I saw myself doing that because creative din ako. So, nag-resign ako, tapos nakakatawa nun, may final, if I recall it correctly, may final pay was 8,000 pesos. 8,000 pesos. So, parang imagine, so, parang hinagis ko lahat ng regular na pay, tapos I'm going to do it on my own na. So, 8,000. So, parang pinagkasya ko talaga yon.
How old were you?
Mahina ako sa math, pero pero 20-ish. 25, 24-ish.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Tapos with that, with that awareness na,
Oo.
drive na.
Oo. Siguro mataas din yung pride ko na ayoko humihingi. Ayoko humihingi. So, parang as much as possible, I want to do things on my own. So, parang nangyari nun, yung that 8,000 pesos, in-enroll ko siya sa, ewan ko kung meron pa siya ngayon, yung UPITCC. DC ba? Ayun, yung web.
Yes.
Nag-enroll ako doon. So, it was every other Sunday or every Sunday for a month. Nandun ako, nag-aaral ako kung paano gumana websites.
Hindi mo kayo Japanese, hindi?
Ay, hindi. Websites lang.
Yung sa amin may Japanese class.
Talaga? So, anyway, so I went there and then I learned naman how to do websites. Tapos, so una, syempre, kung magsa-startup ka, ang una mong tatanungin, yung connections mo.
Right.
Kanino ka mag-o-offer ng connections?
Yeah.
Sa connections mo. So, unang kong tinanong, syempre yung mga boss ko dati. Oy, gumagawa na ako websites. I do marketing collateral. So, if you need help in that area, so you can contact me. So, ano naman, nakakatuwa naman na they trusted me enough to get me for different projects. So, naging kliyente ko pa sila, Peter from Store.
Really?
Naging kliyente ko sila, Ange, after nun. So, I think partly it's also taking care of the people you work with.
Right.
Yeah, kaya important siya. So never burn
Yeah,
bridges
yung mga relationships.
or relationships. Kasi you don't know, down the line, you might still work with them. Or ikaw, di ba? So, wala naman tayong beef. Pero, pero di ba, kumbaga yung relationship natin back then, so kumbaga we did not let it like parang die down. Kasi we knew eventually that we might work together in the future.
Right. Sobrang taas ng pasensya sa akin ni Ope. Parang, hindi ko ata alam, halos every year, once a year, pitch
May,
to Ope.
may pitch siya.
Ope, baka gusto niyo try ng gano'n. Ope, malaging gano'n. Ano yung name? And bakit yun yung napili mong name? And secondly, kailan ka una nagkaroon ng employee?
Yung nag-start ako after I resigned, it was Pixel Studio Manila.
Ganda.
So, Pixel Studio, kasi nga, it's graphics eh. So, it's really design work. So, and then, after that, parang we needed to rebrand. So, hence the name Rocket Concepts. So, it went through a lot of brainstorming with myself. Kasi ako lang naman.
Wala na iba.
Startup eh. With myself. So, parang I had a list. So, back then, dapat daw nagsisimula sa ST para daw para daw catchy. So, parang, again, ang mantra ko sa buhay, if it's no peace, don't pursue it. I didn't feel right. So, pero Rocket Concepts. Noong una medyo sakto lang. Pero nung tinagdagan ko ng tagline na launching you to greater heights,
Yun na.
ito na, pak. So, from then on, ayun na. So, it's really Rocket Concepts since 2014 up until now. Ayun.
10 years?
10 years.
Pero you started as an agency?
Yes, good. Yeah, so digital marketing yung una. So, parang carry over siya nung from Pixel Studio. So, we do websites, etc. And then, eventually, so nung hindi ko na kaya, so that's when I got my first employee, si Frandy, Javier, ngayon Arias. Ayun, kinasal na siya. I think it was around 2015, 2016-ish when I first got her. And then, ayun, so, mahirap bilang startup owner. Kasi once you get your first employee, you're gonna be responsible sa buhay ng isang tao, pati sa mga responsibilities niya sa family niya, whatever, diba? So parang for me, I knew I had to work extra hard na because kumbaga may nakasalalay na sa akin.
Super.
Oo. Blessing din na tuloy-tuloy lang yung projects back then.
Were you, bunso ka ba? Panganay?
Panganay yun.
If you think na nakatulong yan sa pagiging responsible or feeling na okay lang, kahit responsible ako sa other.
Hindi kami binigyan ng ganong heavy responsibility ng parents eh. Kumbaga, we were raised na medyo individualistic, no? Parang you are your own person
Ganda.
and then you are not responsible to anyone. But of course, responsible in a way na okay, make sure na yung kapatid mo kapag umuwi kami, wala silang sugat or anything or buhay pa sila. So ganon.
The basic.
The basic. Minimum. Ganon. Pero yung, kumbaga, yung walang pressure sa akin na, okay, pangani ka, dapat breadwinner ka.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful to have a family and parents who did not impose that. Hindi siya naging factor for me to push forward. Kumaga, iba yung sa akin.
Right.
Iba yung motivation ko to work.
You know, coming from a world of startups talaga, hirap eh.
Yes.
Ang hirap. No?
True.
Parang swertehan lang talaga na makakuha ng first customer mo, first paying customer. Kapag nakuha mo na, ay grabe,
Diba
sobrang saya mo.
nakakakilig? Dati cheque pa yon. Talagang you literally had to go to the client. Parang, sinawakan ko pa yung cheque ko, no? Kasi nga parang, it's my first. So it really felt good. Hindi pa uso nun yung bank transfer. So you really had to go there.
Sobre talaga.
Sobre, i-issue kang OR, tapos ganun. And then you have to go to the bank. It takes you a whole day. Pero, wala lang.
Hindi ka nahirapang maningil? Or parang, so syempre, it's very foreign. Parang,
Back then, may training ako sa Storm. So,
nice.
oo. Kaya nga, siguro I had this mindset na parang I had to learn as much as I can whenever I'm planted. So, kumbaga, kung ano yung role na binigay mo sa akin, sige, I'll learn that. But I'll also try to learn other things. So, doon ako natuto mag-admin. Para many people do not want to be assigned admin work because it's admin. But little did they know, especially for startup owners, that the admin work, ayun yung isa sa pinakamalaking bagay na kailangan na alam mo. Alam mo kung paano maningil, kung sino yung mga kakausapin, yung proseso. Kasi kung hindi mo alam yun, mangangapa ka when you create your own.
Yeah.
So, ayun, natutunan ko siya.
Pag-usapan natin kanina na you're doing a lot. You're Associate Director of Ateneo Cord, and then you're doing Rocket Concepts. So, what's your day-to-day like?
Speaking of mga bagay na matatagal na, ito din, matagal bago dumating yung no?
Grabe naman.
Wala ka sa celebration ko.
Wala sa celebration. Pero siya yung bumili nung siya naman yung...
Ano i-celebrate nyo kung wala?
Salamat.
Sabi ni Ope, ito pala yung maingay dun sa grupo.
Hello.
Hello, Harry. Hi.
We were talking about
The day-to-day.
being at Rocket Concepts, being as an Associate Director of Ateneo Cord. We are sure, alam namin na super busy mo. So, what's your day-to-day like?
Can I just faint right now? Day-to-day. So, actually, my life isn't just work. Okay, so I have, like what I say to many colleagues, even, actually everyone. So I wear a lot of different hats. Okay, so the first hat is definitely the work hat na may sub-hats pa sa Rocket Concepts. I also work for Ateneo Cord as Associate Director for Public Programs or L&D. And then sometimes I also have consulting work. So ito naman project-based naman siya. So if there are clients who come to me for consulting work na OD related, so I sometimes accept those. So that's work. And then the other two hats, which I'm so proud of, is that I'm also a mom.
Yeah.
A mom of 2 kids. Young kids. Boys.
Grabe. Highlight ka.
Oh, ganda. Boys. Ayan.
Yung ultimate punchline.
Ayan. And then I'm also a wife. And then the other hat is I'm also a grad student. Ayan. So, I recall,
Grabe.
JD talked to me before. I think it was start of the year. Ope, I would like to interview you sana for this. Tapos here's the date. Sabi ko, JD, hindi talaga pwede. Kasi ang dami kong deadline sa grad school.
And this was like months.
Months ago,
before.
oo.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, maybe we can talk again after. Maybe kapag intersession or vacation.
And ito na ngayon.
Bakasyon namin, maybe when you see this, start na ng SEM.
Yeah.
Busy na ulit. But anyway,
Yeah.
so how's my day? I try to manage it. Kasi I think important doon na you know what your priorities are. Kasi stress happens. For me, I guess, it's when I think that everything has to happen urgent. I compartmentalize. In the morning, it's my kids, prepare them for school. And then after that, I do work. So, halo yon. So, I do Rocket Concepts and I do Ateneo Cord work. So, hati na yun. It's spread throughout the day na yun. So, it's busy. So, sometimes, syempre kapag startup owner ka, you do the operations work.
Yeah.
Of course.
Diba? So, everyone resonates with that. So, ideally, dapat, mga strategic stuff na But no, you also edit videos, you do e-learning. Yeah, that's the life,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
Pero sometimes you really have to help the team. So, it's really for helping the team deliver what has to be delivered. And then also yun nga, parang halo-halo eh. So it really depends on what's pressing for that week or for that day. Basta it's the whole day doing stuff for, Rocket Concepts, Cord, and or the consulting work that I do. Pero it's not just 8 to 5 ha, kasi minsan your mind
24/7.
For sure.
24/7 eh.
Yeah.
Oo. So minsan when the kids are asleep at night, I hope they sleep early. Nakaka-relate.
Sobra na-relate.
Oo. Kasi pag hindi siya natulog ng hapon, makakatrabaho ako tonight. Maaga siya
Exactly. Oh my
Usap ko
God.
mamaya.
Pag hindi siya natulog ng hapon, okay, makakatrabaho ako na 9 onwards.
Yes.
So, ayun. So, parang I try to put in as much work as I can. Ayun. So, that's the day-to-day. But, I also try to advocate for myself. So, meaning if I know that I cannot, I try to stop. Oo. So, kasi ayun nga eh, yung naging issue ko kasi before, I have been known to my friends that as a person na sobrang busy. It hit me so hard. Kasi nga parang, but I also want friends. I also want to spend time with you. Tapos parang hindi na nila ako tatanungin kasi hindi naiisip nila. So kumbaga parang after that realization, I try intentionally, hindi lang hard intentionally na if I cannot, I will stop. I will take a break. So kasi you cannot pour from an empty cup eh. Right? So ayun, so that's my day. Actually, that's my week. No, that's my life. That's my life. But I try to make time for everyone. Again, I always tell my team that it's really important to be intentional in everything.
Kanina nag-usap tayo. Wala akong maisip ilagay. Parang ang dami mo nang binabato.
Parang mamaya, laundry list na. Ayun. So that's my day. That actually hindi day. That's my life right now. So it's not regular na pag gantong oras. That's the life I have.
There's peace out there.
There's peace. I'm busy, but there's peace. Because I knew this is the work that I want to do. This is the family that, that I dreamt of. Diba? So, kumaga, it's crazy busy, but it's a good problem to have. Yeah.
Feeling ko one more boy, tapos yun na talaga yung family.
Wag kang Wag mong pangunahan.
One more boy.
Boy ulit, ako.
At ng bagay wino-workout, even yung relationship with your friends,
Yes.
diba?
Yes.
So, ganun talaga siya, no? So, you have to find time, no? Oh, guys, nakikinig kayo. So, kahit anong busy nyo, workout nyo yung relationship nyo with your friends or families, no?
It's part of, okay, there's this thing called Work Centrality. Okay, so, baka i-correct ako ng mga prof ko, but anyway. Sometimes kasi, work is not central to a person. And it's okay. It's okay. Kasi baka iba yung central sa buhay nila. Maybe it's family. Or maybe it's friends. Maybe it's a hobby or a side hustle. And it's okay. So whenever we encounter that na okay, umuwi siya kagad after work, baka hindi work yung central sa buhay niya. Baka family.
As of the moment.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
And it's okay. I realize that we need to respect other people's hustle.
Shorts.
Sa lahat na nandyan sa akin. Sa lahat na nandyan sa akin.
Ang ganda.
Oo.
Meron na agad.
May shorts na agad kami. Ayun. Ayan, shorts to. Okay, ayan. Sige.
Ayun, so, and it's one of the valuable things I learned in grad school. Kaya kahit sobrang busy, kahit sobrang hirap, na talagang sinatsaga ko siya kasi ang dami ko natututunan eh. So ayun nga, yung work centrality. Di ko nga alam kung paano tayo napunta sa topic na to.
Pero ang ganda.
Oo.
And it makes sense. Parang ngayon, gets. Kaya pala parang pagka may makikita kang colleague, not everyone's in the same level of drive.
Yes,
etc.
totoo.
May mga on the dot na 5, pang!
Oo.
But at the same time, feeling ko, yung mga tao na yun, it's not their mode din. May time din na feeling ko work yung main day.
Yes.
Diba?
May late pumupunta sa recording.
Oo.
Diba?
Kasi alam mo na hindi
Baka
yung
kasi
main
hindi
thing.
central sa kanya at this moment,
Oo.
yung recording.
Hindi na nakakatulong yung comments
ayun
mo.
pala
Dito.
siya.
Baka matanggal ako.
Lalo na kapag special occasion, kasi
Yeah.
birthday episode nga ni Pat.
Ay, nako.
Aside from this episode, meron kaming newsletter we just recently launched. Todocareer.com. Just go to that website and type your email, tapos click subscribe. So we're offering news, articles for you guys, weekly jobs, no? Nandun na rin. So please subscribe and we'll see you there.
Work is not always like the center of everyone's life. So it might be center now, but it's not center forever. So ako, intentional ako na may point sa araw ko na work lang, pero pagdating ng 6, bawal mag-set ng meeting sa akin because I'm gonna be with my kids up until 10.
Solid.
Ganon. So I had to set boundaries then. Yan. And of course, you have to be intentional then. Because nandun ka nga sa mga anak mo, but your mind is with work.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yan. So, ayun. So, siguro kasi, I think it's one of the, pagiging magulang. Yeah, pagiging parent.
Instinct.
Okay, so, I guess, parang you need to work on the different facets and areas of your life that you value. That you value. Kasi hindi naman lahat at ganun kataas yung value sa'yo. Because if you say yes to everything, mapupundi ka.
Ope, tama ba? Kasi ako, ang major basis ko lang lagi, maybe it's a bit shallow, pero ang tanong ko lang lagi sa sarili ko, worth it ba? Parang ganun lang siya yung tanong ko. Ganun ba yung ano?
Oo, kasi ang hindi mo pwedeng mabalikan is yung oras mo. At saka yung value ng oras mo. So, when I say value, it's not just monetary, ha? It's also the quality of the time spent. So, when it comes to family, if I stop for my family, 100% mataas yung value nun. Okay. Sa work, I try to be selective in the work that I do. So, kunyari, worth it ba ng time ko ito? Ito yung gagawin ko. Okay. So, ganun yung mindset ko. Ito ba worth it ba ng value ng oras ko to? And sometimes, pag nahihirapan ako mag-isip, if I say no to this, what do I say yes to? Diba? Or if I say yes to this, ano naman yung tinatanggihan ko?
Can't have it all eh.
Yes,
Opportunity cost.
exactly. Yun, you can't have it all. So you need to be really I always say that you really need to be smart and intentional with the choices. So even in the small
Tumatas
ones.
bali mo, totoo lang. Plus
Baka
minus
malamig.
guys, plus minus lagi. Di pwede plus lang.
Oo, parang I think it comes sa mga youngins, mga young ones, na to say yes. I cannot blame the young ones for trying to experience everything. I actually advocate for it. Parang experience na lang lahat. And that's when you know if it's for you eh.
Exactly. Tsaka feeling ko yun yung time to learn. Ano ba yung I put value in?
Kasi I've been doing this for more than 10 years. So parang I knew what would work for me and what wouldn't.
Alright. Sobrang ganda. As in, parang feeling ko pwedeng isang series of shorts lang yun. Tapos it would work.
Yeah.
Hindi kasi dati, parang work-life balance lang. Tapos, naging work-life integration. Tapos ngayon, work centrality na. Diba? So, ang galing kasi mas balance nga.
Based kasi sa pagkakashare ni Ope, there's no such thing as balance. Imbalance talaga lagi. And yung tanungan lang lagi, worth it ba?
Worth it ba?
Yun lang talaga eh.
Ang galing. Alright.
Alright.
Parang feeling ko, yun na yung
Kaya
episode.
kaya pa i-stretch eh.
Oo,
Kaya pa i-stretch eh.
episode.
Ayoko lang.
Baka mag-iba na tayo ng topic.
Ayoko na tulan eh. Sige, go on.
Hindi. Jump tayo to rocket concepts, of course.
Yes.
Diba? So ngayon, you said kanina na you started as a company that creates websites, di ba? Pero ngayon, ibang-iba na. Nag-rebrand na kayo. Iba na rin yung services na ino-offer nyo. So, yun. What is Rocket Concepts? What services do you offer? Baka naman may naghahanap.
Saan ba yung camera para ma-pitch ko?
Yeah. That one. Yeah.
So, we at Rocket Concepts, or joke lang, Rocket Concepts actually, we do e-learning services for our clients. So, e-learning. So, it's really more on the asynchronous side of things. So, we try to gamify and convert into interactive e-learning experience yung mga training programs ng clients namin. So, they usually start with us, new clients usually start with us with new employee onboarding. Ayan. So, ito yung mga every week or every month ginagawa. 'Di ba? So, paulit-ulit. What we do is we convert the vision, mission, the company values, the policies into something that they can take in their LMS or learning management system. Ayun. So, may mga instances din naman na ang kino-convert namin is yung mga highly sensitive topics. Topics in the workplace like gender sensitivity, yung mga ganon. Para how do you handle that? So, syempre, hindi mo naman pwedeng i-train yun sa mga employees na okay, bawal mo gawin ito, bawal mo hawakan si ganyan, bawal mo sabihin sa ganito. Kasi it's really a sensitive issue eh. So what we do is, okay, that's one topic example. Another topic is the highly technical topic, let's say, data privacy. Or information security, very timely, no?
Very timely.
Very timely.
So, very timely. So, information security. So, how do you teach the entire workforce a topic that's highly technical without boring them out? So, we gamify. So, we integrate characters, badges, scenario-based learning into the topic or into the program to ensure na yung learning experience nila meaningful. So instead of just very linear, no, okay, here's what you should not do when it comes to writing passwords, pak. So we create examples, diba? So you create your own password and we'll tell you what's not good and what's okay.
Kaya ng system niyo yun?
It actually can be done with, para medyo programming-ish nga. Kasi you really need to have like high level of logic para magawa yung mga stuff doon sa
And tama no, Ope, this involves a lot of instructional design.
100% instructional design. Yeah. And not just instructional design, kasi when people think of e-learning, instructional design lang. Well and good if you have instructional design, kasi main yun eh. But it's also good if you have UI, UX experience, because the graphics that you should do, it needs to have good user experience.
Engagement, yeah.
Kailangan ma-engage. Kasi kung may hirapan sila mag-navigate sa e-learning mo, iko-close na lang yung tab mo.
Right.
You need to have a really good script writer.
Yes.
Diba? So, hindi pwede yung very diretso na magsalita. It has to be conversational. So,
Okay.
oo. Kasi you cannot just tell people na, here's how you do it, pak. You wouldn't get the attention of
Hindi rin pwedeng monotonous yung boses.
Yes. Oo. So, it has to be done in a very conversational, storytelling way for them to understand. Because how do we understand things better? When we tell it in stories, right? When we're conversing about it. So, dapat yung tone of voice mo, ganun din. Because you are, the system, the module is talking to the learner.
Right.
Ganun siya. Of course, kailangan nyo ng e-learning authoring tool.
Ano yun? Sorry.
We use Storyline, Adobe Captivate, yung paggawa ng e-learning program mismo.
May ganun na pala.
May ganun.
Yes, so kumbaga kung video, After Effects,
Yes.
Premiere, ayun siya for...
Specific for
Tapos Adobe? Si Adobe
si Adobe Captivate, oo. May bago siya ngayon, yeah.
Ang galing
Ang dami.
Sobrang specific naman.
Oo, madami. So it's a learned skill. It's a specialized skill. So besides the specialized skill, of course, you need to have project management.
Right.
Because you're managing deliverables, you're managing people, and you're managing clients. So ayun yung skills na kailangan for that.
Hiring project manager.
Baka di kita afford.
Okay.
Hindi, ako curious when and how did that start?
Yeah.
Paano mo nakita na, ito pala, problema to.
From
Kailangan
websites,
natin.
di ba?
From websites, e-learning na. Paano natin isusolve?
Okay. I mentioned earlier that I'm creative. I like good design. Pag gumagamit ka ng Comic Sans, get out.
Sorry. Guilty.
Pero birthday naman eh.
Sorry, not get out. Parang choose a different font. So, parang I have an eye for design. And then, the realization really came in. Training is HR. Diba? So, what if we combine training and good design? So, that's when gamification of learning happened.
You're right. That's it, no? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Diba? Kasi we cannot be just stuck with plain PowerPoint sa template eh. Yeah. So if you want to have a branded training experience, branded meaning kasi employers have their employer branding, diba?
The Todo.
Oo. So the branding is not just marketing. As an employer, what's your branding towards potential employees and your employees? So how do you provide that branded experience to your customers if linear lagi? So, doon pumasok yung epiphany na, shocks, gamification of learning. So, pwede naman pala akong maging creative and at the same time, gumawa ng training at makapagturo. So, yung HR tsaka design, napag-marry ko silang dalawa. So, yung passion ko for both things, which is really teaching, na-marry ko siya with the creative side of me. So, parang that felt right for me.
Pero sobrang, yun na yun. This is still yung values mo, etc. to what Rocket Concept is now. Galing, no?
Was there a specific experience kung bakit mo naisip yun?
Oo, parang may naghanap ba sa inyo?
Kasi ang dami mong concepts na pinakawalan, di ba? So, was there like a specific scenario na
During
naisip mo?
train ka,
Oo.
bored
May ganun.
Paano kaya may character dyan?
Hindi naman. Actually, the first concept, kasi nerd ako eh. Nerd ako. I love learning new things, always. So, learning new things about business, about how to do things. And I bumped into the term gamification in around 2013, 2014. So, binasa ko siya. Sabi ko, pwede itong i-integrate sa learning eh. So, parang doon nagsimula. Okay, gamification. So, when it comes to gamification, badges, leaderboards, sense of progress. Nandoon siya. So, pwede ko siyang ipasok. So, nung na-realize ko na pwede pala siyang i-marry, medyo nahirapan akong i-sell yung concept. Kasi 2014, that's
Sobrang bago.
bago nun. Kumbaga, any new back then was flavor of the month. 'Di ba? So, ang fear ko nun is sana hindi siya maging flavor of the month kasi it has high potential. I pitched it to a client. And it took a while. And then nag-present ako, ito yung concept ng gamification of learning, etc. And then come November-ish or October-ish of that year, kinuha nila yung project.
Wow.
And the client was Jollibee.
Wow.
Ayun. So,
Grabe naman!
ayan. And the
Langhap sarap.
Oo. So, I'm just really thankful na, kumbaga, parang they believed in the concept. So, kumbaga, it's a realization also that it's a valid concept that any other company can also...
Na-validate ng Jollibee.
Bida, ang saya eh.
Speaking of
Yeah.
red ribbon yung natin.
Making
JFC,
every
JFC
moment
yan.
sweeter.
Thank you.
Ayan.
Thank you, Red Ribbon.
Ayan. So, kumbaga, with these companies, actually not just Jollibee, a lot of companies talaga, I appreciate them for coming to us because they believe, in my belief also, that training has to be engaging. Ayun. And then, they also invest in engaging their employees. Ayun. So, ayun, doon nagsimula yung, to answer your question, ayun, kumbaga, gamification, learning, at saka good design.
Nakakatuwa, no? Na parang there are companies na nga now, especially kahit local, na would value and would see that na, this is a value na pwedeng bigay natin sa employees and talaga makakatulong sa employees. Ang galing.
And truthfully, you don't need to look far. Kasi you just need to talk to these clients or companies. And when you talk to them, you'd realize, hala, ang dami pala nilang interventions to engage. So, ayun. Madami.
Galing. Mahirap ba? Mahirap bang makahanap ng client for a new idea like that? Kasi parang, can I just say, sobrang na-admire ko yung vision na parang, this like the stuff that you see in movies lang na parang, alam mo yun, yung parang na mga nakaka-inspire na movies na parang, di, may vision ako pero wala naniniwala sa akin. Pero okay lang, I'm gonna stick with it. Tapos, eventually, magiging successful. So, yung question ko is, was there any struggle? Kasi back then, the idea was super new, di ba? Instructional design wasn't heard of enough nung time na yon. So, ano yung mga naging challenges mo along the way?
I didn't see it as challenge. Kumaga, I believed in the concept so much that I studied hard about it. Kasi it's difficult to pitch something that you don't believe.
Yeah.
Or parang you just love, pero kumaga kulang yung information mo on that. So I had to study. I read journals about it, the potential of gamification. And I've also read books about gamification. So kumbaga, I nourished myself with different information, knowledge, insights to make sure na ako mismo, subject matter expert nun. So I can sell it better to potential clients. So I just needed just one client to believe. So it just so happened na may naniwala sa amin. And
At
ayun.
malaki siya.
So, blessing yun.
Sobrang
Blessing yun.
galing.
Diba?
Yeah, oo. Wild.
And yung kliyente na yun, it came from, parang ano yun nagsanga-sanga yun eh. Remember, I used to work for Storm. So parang it was a network, kilala nito, naging kilala nito, naging kilala. So kumbaga, yung alaga din sa mga taong nakatrabaho
Building
mo.
relationships,
Oo.
diba? Super
Oo.
important.
So parang, naalala ko, naka-meeting ko siya noon. Sige, sendan ko nga ng message. So parang
Oh
ganun.
my gosh. Cold email. I mean,
Hindi naman siya cool kasi nakilala ko na siya. Pero parang, naalala mo ba ako? Parang gano'n. Oo.
tapang, no? Tapang over.
Kailangan kasi may dalawang employees na ako noon eh. Oo. But we were humble because we cannot take it na parang once na makuha mo, di ka pwede magyabang eh. You need to prove yourself out there eh.
Nakaka-inspire. Nakaka-pump up ng siyo.
Galing. As a CEO of a very small team, any misconceptions about the CEO role?
It's not glamorous.
Sorry.
Glamorous lang, but it's not exactly the glamorous
Yeah,
lifestyle.
that's right.
tingin ko lang this is just an assumption.
Yeah.
When people see CEOs, maybe these are CEOs of multinational companies already.
Tama.
Diba? Pero iba din yung CEOs ng mga startups and yung mga companies na yung kumbaga self-built. Yung
Hindi nag-raise ng funds.
hindi nag-raise ng funds. And I'd like to share, hindi kami nag-raise ng funds. So, kumbaga,
Congrats.
bootstrap lahat.
Galing.
Oo, pero kung gusto po niyo,
Open naman. Open naman.
call me. but anyway, the CEO lifestyle, it's not for everyone. I'd like to say it's not for everyone, but it can be developed. Okay. So, kasi may mga araw na iiyakan mo na, hala Lord, bakit walang kliyente, ang bagal magbayad, ganito, ganyan. So,
Yung bagal magbayad.
ayan. So, o kaya possible na yung the burden of just managing it all. It's not glamorous, but it's worth it. It's really worth it, especially when you know that your company is doing good. That your company is being a force for good. Right? Kasi whenever I talk to the team about the services that we do, we don't just say na we provide e-learning services. I always tell the team that yung e-learning services, yung e-learning na modules na ginawa natin for this client, ang magtitake niyan, empleyado nila. And yung empleyado nila, at the end of that program, dapat they should become better versions of themselves so they can achieve their dreams, they can provide for their family. So the work that we do goes beyond just doing scripts, storyboards. It goes that level to the improving of one's work or one's professional life. So yung pagiging CEO, ayun yung finifeed ko lagi na mindset doon sa team. If ayun yung pag-uusapan, it's really worth it. Kasi we know all the efforts that we've been putting into each project, each section of the project. Alam namin may manginginabang.
Yun ang impact, di ba?
Ayun may impact. Oo.
Hindi, tama yun. Kasi minsan kahit gaano ka-fruitful yung topic mo sa trainings, pag alam niyo na yun, nakaka-antok minsan. Ganun. Kasi may fatigue
Yeah.
Sa mahaba, ganyan, hindi engaging, kahit gaano ka-fruitful, pag nakatulugan mo, sayang yung topic.
Yeah.
Doon papasok yung design game.
Doon papasok kung paano binuhay.
And usually, employees end up finishing it na lang, pero wala naman talaga ng tulong.
Yeah, oo.
Sayang.
Click ko lang.
Oo.
Yeah. We try. That's
Minsan
a common
lalo nga
one.
kung may retake, kahit bumagsak ako sa una, nakikita ko naman na yung sagot sa dulo
Tama.
Ulitin mo lang.
May ganun ba?
It has to be thoughtfully done.
Tama.
Oo. Doon papasok yung user experience. Nakita niya yung mali, bakit papaulit mo pa? Nakita niya yung sagot, bakit papaulit mo pa? Yung mga ganun, the small things matter in e-learning.
Tapos ang ganda lang din ng point mo, Open, na it's not glamorous. Kasi nag-glorify masyado yung pagka-CEO sa social media. And ang malungkot lang na part, not all, but some people choose to look successful rather than being successful. Parang mas nauna yung glamour versus yung talagang maging successful yung ano.
Oo. I don't want to term it successful. It's just me. Kumbaga, as long as we create impact, as long as may impact yung trabaho namin. So that's when we say we're doing our work. Okay, so impact in a sense that we help organizations grow, we help their workforce become better in whatever skills they need improving on. So as long as there's impact, or as long as we're making a dent, so we'll push forward.
Ang ganda nung transition natin kasi parang ang dami ng experience na nakwento. Pero are there any unique or crazy adventures throughout your journey with Rocket Concepts na that just stands out, or you feel lucky to experience because of your passion? May ganun ba?
I cannot say that it was crazy. Siguro intense lang. Intense. Pero it's a meaningful experience na one of the most meaningful experience for Rocket Concepts.
Yeah.
I think it was during the pandemic. So, syempre, when it comes to the pandemic, doon talaga narattle lahat eh, di ba? The startups, para how do we do business moving forward? Pivot lagi, di ba? Parang ang daming pivot, pati, ayoko na sabihin, ang daming pivot. So, it was really difficult. As a startup owner, ayun nga eh, ilan na ba yung employees namin nun? I think we're around 6 or 7 na yata kami nun. So, yung fear ko nun is uncertain na nga, if I shut down the company, paano sila? Okay. It was such a roller coaster ride for me kasi every day I think yung future ng mga bata. Mga bata. So, pero ang sinasabi ko sa kanila, I will not give up on this without a fight. Ayun yung sinasabi ko sa team. And I think, kasi they look up to you eh. So, syempre, this is a very uncertain moment for everyone. So, especially if you're part of a team, you look up to the leader to see what you're going to do. Kasi yung team mismo hindi alam yung gagawin. So, even though I was like a duck na who's swimming like hell underneath, I just told them, hey, we can do this. We will not give up without a fight. I'll try to look for projects. It just so happened that during the pandemic, everyone was online. The transition, the pivoting of the entire worldwide workforce towards using the internet in doing their jobs. Kumbaga, it fast-tracked what we have been doing for the past 2 years. Tama ba? Since 2014. Hirap mag-math eh. So,
6 years.
6 years. So, parang na-fast-track niya. Fast-track niya yung digital learning revolution. So,
Hindi na educate yung clients eh. Sana sila.
oo. So, doon dumating yung mga clients na, Ope, can you do e-learning for us? Para matagal na nila akong kilala. So, kumbaga, it was really an intense ride for me. Pero intense din siya in a way na parang at one point, we had to do OT na kami-kaming lahat kasi ang dami naming e-learning na ginagawa.
Wow.
I guess yung important lesson na napulot ko doon sa experience na yon is you need to learn how to be resilient, especially if you're a business owner. Kasi nga marami na nakasalalay sa'yo. Di ba? Marami na nakasalalay sa'yo. Hindi lang ikaw yan.
Right.
Marami na yung nakasalalay dyan. So there's that heightened responsibility to make sure that everything works talaga. So everything has to be planned out so it can work. And resilience, hindi siya nakakain
Hindi siya napupulot.
Hindi siya napupulot. It has to be learned. It has to be cultivated and experienced. So, I guess, coming from 2014 and even before that, yung experiences ko as a business owner, na-develop. And kaya naging resilient kami during that time. And up until now, we're still doing work. So, thankfully, it's all because of the team also kasi they stick with us during the pandemic and even through the Great Recession.
Tingin mo top 5, skills kailangan for a CEO?
Top skills.
Mga tatlo lang. Para mas mahirapan.
Hindi. Feeling ko, kaya.
Gusto niya pinapahirapan ako.
Top 1. Sige.
Sige, tapos may bonus.
Sige.
This is coming from from a point na para mag-flourish or at least mag-move forward yung business, no?
Yeah.
Networking. You really need to take care of your people and the people you work with. Okay? Kasi you won't know when you would bump into them again later on in your life. Okay? So like what happened to me, I started in Storm, first job, up until now, kaibigan ko pa rin sila. Okay? So, and then the people I work with, 7 kami ngayon, 6, 3 doon, more than 5 years na sa Rocket Concepts.
Alright.
So, kumbaga, it goes to show that you also need to value the relationship you have with your team. Delegating. I'd like to say delegating. I think, hindi lang ako nag-iisa dito. So, as a business owner or a CEO or any, handling management position for a startup, parang you tend to wear all the hats, do everything, diba? So, ang tendency is you spread yourself too thin until you snap. Ayan. So, learn how to delegate. Like what I said kanina, di ba, you need to manage your time. You need to be strategic in how you manage your time. So, is this time I'm spending on admin work help my company grow?
Right, right.
Yep.
I'm not saying that it doesn't help the company grow. It's equally important. But if you can delegate the task that someone else can do, you can delegate it. Kasi ako mismo, I'm hiring, kunyari, accountants. May nag-admin work din sa amin from time to time because I do not want to do it anymore. Because I'd rather do strategic stuff than do admin work. Kasi that can help propel the team forward. If you cannot afford, you can look for someone. You just need to be wise lang kasi may cost din naman kasi siya. Pero bawal ang maging mapili. Kasi I think at one point, you need to learn everything. Kasi kapag may tao ka na, alam mo kung paano nila dapat gawin yun. Kasi ikaw mismo, nagawa mo siya. Diba?
Hindi yung papasa mo lang talaga.
Oo. Kunyari, ako inaral ko yung the entire e-learning process.
Right.
So, para kapag yung team, alam ko kung gano'ng kabilis mo dapat gawin yan. Alam ko yung level ng quality mo dyan. Kasi nagawa ko siya.
You mentioned networking, delegating.
I'd like to add a
admin.
new... Delegating kasi part of admin na siya. Yeah, pwede nating itahi doon. And I'd also like to include learning. Kasi if I just parang stick rather with just doing what I was comfortable doing, design, I wouldn't learn about gamification.
Yeah.
I wouldn't learn about how to do e-learning.
Right.
Similarly, that's why I was also interested in taking up graduate studies. I'm taking one in Ateneo, Masters in Organizational Development, OrgDev. Baka tanggalin nila kapag mali. So, I'm doing OrgDev, Masters in OrgDev in Ateneo. That's part of my pursuit. Yeah, in improving myself as a leader and also as a person. So, doon ko natutunan yung centrality ng work-life balance, project management. Tapos, ang unang nanginginabang nun yung team. So, that's why it's really important yung invest in yourself when it comes to learning. And kung may bonus to, so 3 na yun, no? Kung may bonus, that would be, I think, grit. Grit. But ayun nga, doon papasok yung resilience. Diba? Yung pandemic, I could have stopped. I could have told the team, ayaw ka na, di ko na kaya. I'm just gonna pity party here. But I didn't. My grit is fueled by grace. I always believe that everything I have now is by God's grace. So, every power that I have to move forward, every motivation, it's fueled by grace. So, that's when I say, my grit, the grit that I have, no, it's fueled by grace. It's everything by grace. And then, sometimes nga, may mga nagsasabi, ang galing mo naman, no, it's not me, it's the team. I don't like to take credit for myself because, again, it's by grace. It's not me. Ayun. So, I'm just like a vessel of God's goodness so that I can spread it to everyone.
Amen.
Ayun.
Amen.
Yun. Thank you for that. Ang dami ko na naman natutunan. This always happens. Lagi kaming taken aback.
Yeah.
Lagi may dead air kasi
Sobrang focus lang kami. Yeah.
Parang
Nakalimutan namin.
minamarinate eh.
Oo.
nakakalimutan namin nag-recording pala, rolling pala kami.
Tanong after.
Pero thank you. So, thank you for everything, no? Ang dami ko napulot, no? Tama-tama, mag-birthday ako, so the best gift is learning.
Ito.
We have said a lot of things, pero okay, ano yung one thing na ma-advise mo for someone who's starting out?
Ultimately, what I would advise is that life works in seasons. Okay, so you have a different season for different things. So if you're starting out, say you are a fresh grad, so maybe this is a season for you to look for different adventures or work that you would feel at home or at peace. So maybe in the next season, maybe that can be in a few years, or maybe when you think you're done with that phase, you look for another one. And it's okay. It's okay to feel that I do not fit here anymore.
Yep.
It's okay. And then if you think that it's time to move on, it's okay then. So that's how life goes. We're not meant to stick in one place forever. Ayan. So if you feel like jumping from one company to the next because you don't have peace in that company, you don't feel like you're growing there anymore, it's okay to jump. Okay.
Thank you for validating me. Thank you for saying that it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay. And if you're not meant to be there, why are you forcing yourself? That's part of the journey. Yeah, it's part of the journey. And it's okay na feeling mo ngayon, you're just looking. And it's okay. Ganun eh. Hindi naman siya forever na maghahanap ka, di ba? So, as long as you keep moving forward, di ba? Yan yung importante.
So, 5 questions lang naman. Very easy, no? Pero mapapaisip ka. Are you ready?
G.
Alright. Number 1. Magkano ang pinakaunang sahod mo at saan napunta?
13,000. Bumili ako ng grocery sa family.
Taas! Solid
Oo.
Okay, good job.
Nakaluwag-luwag.
Monthly yun.
Hindi, pero I mean...
Oo. First fruit belongs to the family. Yeah.
Groceries sa back.
Number 2. In your own opinion. Magkano ang ideal na sahod for someone starting out sa current economy ng Philippines?
Livable.
Livable. I think mga 19. Pero ang hirap ma-afford nun kapag startup ka. But anyway, I think around 19 is decent.
Decent,
As
yeah.
long as they provide the work for that company. I mean, as long as they do the work. Kasi when you say entry level, di ba parang...
Minsan, kung ano lang ginagawa mo.
Oo. Di naman kung ano-ano. Parang make sure that 19K, especially from especially if you're a startup owner, para make sure that your employee contributes greatly
Yeah.
to the organization. Oo. So,
Sa
kasi
business
kumbaga,
perspective talaga. Totoo.
Oo, business perspective. But also, you want to have your employees sustain their families and lifestyles also. So, kumbaga, win-win. Kumbaga, ito yung sahod mo. Magkano ba ngayon? 16? 15?
Alin, sorry.
Yung ngayon, yung starting?
Nasa 630 plus. May recent minimum wage
14.
increase.
So baka ganun, baka 14, 15.
O, tignan mo, 13. 13K nung nagsimula. Ako, 14 pa lang, ilang taon na yun. 'Di ba? So, kumbaga may...
is livable.
Oo, I think if solo ka or at least you have a small kid, kaya siya. And hindi basta payak.
Yun,
yung
yun,
buhay
yung tamang term.
Simple yung buhay lang.
Alaga aso na ganito, no?
Labrador.
Kailangan naka-aircon mo.
Wala.
Saan mapunta na yun?
Sana yung aso nila nagtrabaho.
Hindi
Got
na
it.
livable.
Got it.
Yeah.
As long as they live
Nandun
within
naman
their
yan.
means.
Nandun na yung mga factors na yun. Siguro, at least align tayo sa livable na nakakain ka ng maayos. Di ba?
Oo.
May tinitira ka na maayos.
Mm-mm.
Clothes to wear. So, ano yun.
Decent siya.
Jordan
Gucci.
shoes? Saan naabot ang 19 mo?
Hindi, yung Jordan na mabibili mo yung dalawa. Dalawang Jordan. Dalawa sila.
Bakit
Dalawang
kabalik
jump
tayo?
ano.
May ganun ba?
Meron. Pero sabi
Nagbabantayan.
sabi ng seller, issue may sumabay pero foul counted naman.
Magdadako isa ba?
Sumabay. Pero thank you.
Yeah.
Number 3. On-site, work from home, or hybrid work setup?
Hybrid. Nothing beats seeing the person in person.
Yeah.
Okay. Pero bakit hindi on-site?
Mahal eh. Mahal ang rent eh. Mahal ang rent. Tsaka ayoko mag-drive everyday.
True.
Ako, can I just share? Work from home kami. Ako yung nagpo-push na gawin namin hybrid. Pwede po ba? Para magkita tayo.
May share din ako dyan kasi yun yung sasabihin ko rin na ito lang kasi last week 1 year na bago ko nakita yung mga mukha ng mga tao. Kasi hindi mo naman mapera sa Teams. Magaling yung pictures nyo. Hindi, ayoko rin eh. Ayoko rin maglagay na sa akin. So hindi kami naglagay. Pagkita ko, ay ikaw pala si
Boses lang
Pero,
rin.
you know what? There's a study. Actually, there are several studies when it comes to, the effectiveness of hybrid work. When it comes to managers, they'd prefer on-site. Kasi they prefer on-site for the reason na nakikita ko yung team ko. Kumaga nothing beats parang the spontaneous and casual conversation with your team members. Nothing can beat that.
Yep.
And then if you're there on the floor, parang you can see the general feel, atmosphere, so you'd know kamusta yung team mo in general, no?
Kasi as a manager.
As a manager. Kasi kapag, common yun eh, especially nung height ng pandemic na work from home lahat, if you're a manager, you're compelled to talk to them one by one. Whereas na group tayo, nandito, we can just talk. Ayun. So, kumbaga mas heightened yung stress sa manager. So, they'd prefer to be on-site. Ayun yung sa managers. Pero for individual contributors, heaven talaga ang work from home. Ayun. So, depende on kung sino yung tatanungin mo.
Depende sa position.
Oo.
Makes sense.
Galing. Alright, number 4. Working abroad or working here in the Philippines?
Personally, here in the Philippines, because I'd like to be a force for good here. Yeah, I'd like to make a dent here.
Alright.
But wherever God puts me. Pero my heart is here in the Philippines, kahit masakit.
Tama naman.
Pilipinas, mahal ka namin kahit ang sakit na.
Got it. Last question. What's the best part of your job?
Being able to provide to my kids and my family.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Solid eh.
First time na masagot yun dito.
Oo, alam mo kung bakit? Kasi I've known so many startup owners, business owners, na ang central ng life nila is business.
Right.
Rarely have I seen a startup owner or a business owner na family first. So,
Tama naman.
kasi anyone can do your work in the company as long as you delegate well. But no one can be a parent to your kid, a spouse to your partner. So, ayun yung isa sa mga values na pinahahawakan ko. So, kumbaga, kung work centrality ang pag-uusapan, the work that I do is good. I like it wholeheartedly. But ultimately, top of it all, it's really family for me. So as long as it allows, the reason why I like this job, because I have flexibility to bring my son to school, to teach him his assignments pag uwi, or mababantayan siya sa bahay. So, if hindi na po-provide ng rocket concepts yun, baka hindi ko siya na-sustain. I think that's one of the driving force din for me to make sure na na-sustain ko yung rocket concepts through the years. Ayun.
Sobrang idol talaga na si Ope. Hug your kids. Hug your kids. Everyone.
Yes, hug your kids. Hug everyone you love. With consent.
Right.
With
No,
consent.
not strangers, ha? The next people you see.
Just with consent.
With consent.
Super touching lang talaga.
And I guess sobrang, without, yun nga, I guess yung natanggal lahat ng glitz and glamour, it's just really, ito yung buhay startup, ito yung buhay CEO. Ang ganda. Yeah.
And hindi lang career yun na pag-usapan natin.
Yeah.
It's really the values that you've learned along the way, tapos na-touch on pa yung family and your time with them. So, ganda. Sobrang na-enjoy.
Sobrang ganda. And I feel like kung in-interview ko namin 5 years, 4 years ago, iba eh. Feeling ko iba yung sabihan. And ang ganda na ito yung point na mas sobrang...
Iba kasi lesson per season. Diba?
Babalik natin yung montage.
You maybe talk to me after 5 years. Baka iba na kwento ko sa inyo.
Yes. Baka na kami nun. Todo media na kami nun.
Ay!
Love it.
Todo network na. Si Hobie na yung nag-i-interview nun.
Wow.
Or not!
Or tanggal na.
But
Tanggal na.
with that, ends our episode for today. Ope, maraming
Thank you.
salamat.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Anything that you would like to promote? If you'd like to promote Rocket Concepts, where can they reach out?
You. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can reach out or you can check our website. So, rocket-concepts.com. So, we do e-learning for various clients. Do send me a message and there's a contact form there. So, you can just fill it up and send me an email. Yeah.
Yay!
Ikaw yung sasagot mismo, di ba?
Ay, ako yung sumasagot.
Responsive yung
kasi ako yung
monster.
marketing.
Yeah. Responsive yan, mga ganyan.
Ako yung sales and marketing din. So, ako sasagot nun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you next episode, guys.
Happy birthday,
Thanks,
Pats!
Ope. Happy birthday.
Thank you.